Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday night. And it's Kingmaker session number 19, the Stone. Last session, by some stroke of stupidity's luck, your plan worked to infiltrate the Stag Lord's fort under the guise of concubines, promptly separating a couple of the Stag Lord bandits and executing them in various states of undress. Yoshimitsu managed to eat some cheese and convince the Stag Lord's second hand to join against them. It seemed like he was very tired of it already. He's the only one that had started to pull away from all of the vices that had been slowly taking hold. You fought against the Stag Lord in a weakened state, drunk, falling over himself in a blind rage. So much so that when he was backed into a corner, he dropped his sword and fell onto his own blade. Which is where we now join all of you, right after this all happened. Immediately what you might notice is that Akiros kind of dropped some of his belongings, was looking towards the forest and just slowly walking that direction. If you were listening to him, he was maybe muttering some things under his breath about how the Stag Lord has fallen, about how his vices caught up with him, and so too he will soon return to the shadows. It'll catch up with him eventually. And he started making his way in this direction. If no one says anything to him, he just continues on and disappears.
Yoshimitsu.
Oh, one moment.
Don't really know if we have a moment, and your friend seems to be wandering off.
No, fuck you.
Sorry, I think that occupation is long over. Served its purpose.
Alright. Akiros. Where'd he go?
He's over here. Do you want to talk with him? I just
What the fuck is
disappeared
over
him.
here?
I disappeared him. Hold on.
He disappeared.
He was
Fair enough.
wandering in this direction. He stops by this door.
Did you ever need work? Come look for us.
He kind of just nods without really fully looking up at you. Just looks very somber, reticent.
Just give him a two-finger salute. Good luck.
I don't think he's okay.
Solomon, you can tell he's preoccupied with something, but it's not really one way or the other that you can really tell exactly how he's feeling. He hides it on his face. He's just kind of stone-faced.
He's got a son that he's most likely going to try and find.
I'll reach into my bag and I'll throw him a healing potion and say, at least take care of yourself.
Thank you. But I don't... He goes to say something and then trails off.
If you want to mend for your sins, spend your life making up for them. Don't die.
Okay.
He kind of averts your gaze, Bond, when you say that.
Death is the easy way out. Live with what you've done.
If it makes no difference, I'd rather not see this place any longer than I have to.
Fair enough.
With that, unless anybody else has anything else to say or ask, he'll continue on. He takes one look back through the open door. And at that point, you can kind of just see a wince, as if he's either disgusted with himself or just thinking of something painful. And then he goes down the path. Down the hill, so you lose sight of him after a bit.
We better pick up the pace because there's undead over there.
He's gonna die.
He'll be okay if he can hit things.
He's terrible at that.
As long as he doesn't use his bow.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are these two guys still fist fighting out?
No, they're dead, but for some reason they didn't turn into blood.
Okay.
That's just because you need to put the death condition on them.
Boom.
Because I was gonna laugh, we were gonna walk out and they're still fist fighting.
I mean, they're incapacitated. If you really wanted to, you could probably bring them back to life, but they're unconscious and will die if you just leave them there.
I'd rather let them do their own devices.
Depends on who wakes up first. One might eat the other.
It is eerily quiet here compared to what you were the sounds of battle, and even before that, the sounds of, drinking and partying and all of that. It's also kind of eerily peaceful, considering who was housed here and what they did. It's as if the land itself kind of recognizes the passing of something that was a scourge upon it.
Solomon will check in on everybody, make sure no one's overly hurt before leaning over and starting to inspect the Stag Lord.
He is... do you want to actually inspect him? His dead body and his condition?
Yeah.
If you want to... Can you target him from there?
Yeah, that should be.
Is he visible to you?
His blood spatters.
Yeah, then you should be able to target that and do a medicine check.
Which means I can do
Okay.
Yes.
Can I get a thing for this?
Yeah.
'Cause I believe this is the Stag Lord's helmet.
Is that in your inventory?
Yes. Like the only thing I picked off of his corpse.
There it is.
That I had to pry from Gilva's jaws.
Can you see those skills?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, can I?
And Solomon, you did a crafting check, but did you want to do a medicine check?
Part of my class is, when applicable, when I make a medicine, I can use my crafting.
Sounds good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
He also never gave us their hero points.
This is... Oh. You guys can all have them back. I'll give them back. Give me a second. I'm just making sure I give it to everybody that doesn't do it themselves. All right. So first, I'm going to do Solomon's medicine crafting check. His body is not looking good. Despite the fact that he just died, he's filthy, stinks. Skin is like yellow, pallid. If you took his helmet off and looked into his eyes, the sclera, like the white part of his eyes, is also yellowing. He was not in a good state of
Bro
health.
had acute liver failure. Jesus.
Cute. You get a boost liver.
Obtuse
was a
liver
liver
failure.
There was a liver left?
Yeah.
The liver is like the coolest part. It's really resilient. So
You can tell that he just was not in good health. His fingernails also indicate that he had illness. He was not taking care of himself, but somehow, like, the rage that he had just kind of kept him going on. Yoshimitsu, as far as you're concerned, that is a baseball cap.
It's a very antlery hate baseball cap.
You want to re-roll or try that again? Somebody else can roll it too. You crit failed.
I won't be able. I can't do another investigate on it. You can only do that once a day if you fail.
And then, Solomon, as far as you're concerned, that's one of those Davy Jones raccoon caps. You also crit failed. You also crit failed.
Nice.
By negative 17. Yes.
You mean Davy Crockett?
Yes, Davy Crockett. What did I say?
Davy Jones?
Davy Jones.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy from Underwater.
Hey.
Davy Jones Locker.
Yeah.
Hey, Olga.
Even better, it's Davy Jones raccoon cap.
It's a wet raccoon fucking cap.
That thing probably stinks to high heaven if it's soaking wet.
I feel like an eel is the raccoon.
I feel gross touching this thing, honestly.
I'm gonna identify some of the things that are in here because they are things you guys have already seen before, so before you take them off the body.
Solomon and
There's
Yoshi,
healing
you two-
potions and stuff.
You two fighting over what the hat actually is at this point.
Yeah, you both really failed at that.
It's clearly part raccoon.
What the
These
fuck are you
were-
talking about? A raccoon? What the fuck is a raccoon?
What do you mean, what's a raccoon? Little trash panda.
You mean a red panda?
No, it's not red. They're like, got little human hands and bandit masks.
That sounds fucking horrifying.
They look like if a possum had a bushy tail.
Well, it's a possum.
No. It's a raccoon. It looks like that, except without antlers. Maybe it's like a raccoon jackalope.
This is a weird looking fucking unicorn. I don't know what you're talking about.
Rackalope.
A coonalope.
Ding dong, the bitch is dead. Who did that?
Me.
Yep.
The Stag Lord. Fucking.
I will
I'm
say
gonna put it over there.
with the helm, it's not something that any of you would want to even put on your head. I don't know if anybody could get this.
Oh yeah, no, this thing
Pink and
probably
oils
has a stench
and-
to it.
yet, but it probably, if you break it down for parts, you could probably fetch a pretty penny for it.
I'm also keeping this because it was on the Stag Lord's head, so this is proof of kill.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not touching any other part of that body.
Why not just take his whole head?
I'm afraid
No.
of what color blood would come out.
That's a good question. I'm gonna take the Stag Lord's
What do you mean?
sword, and I'm going to.
We've already cut holes
This
into him and
helmet
stuff.
is the most iconic part of the Stag Lord, this jackalope head.
I'm just saying. I
I
mean,
It is his
If they had
distinctive
an actual
feature.
bounty system over in Restov, fucking initiate a bounty system when I fucking...
They would definitely know by the helmet.
Yeah, it's the Stag Lord. I don't know why people are calling this jackalope head a stag, but here we are.
Well,
What's a jackalope?
I don't know.
it's like a rabbit with antlers.
Yeah, like
It's
that.
obviously a stag head. I mean, come on.
No.
Yes.
Definitely not. Definitely got raccoon features.
That looks nothing like a raccoon.
That's why I'm
Oh,
saying
no,
it's a
he's getting
rackalope.
me on his side.
It smells like a raccoon.
See? Smells like trash.
Smells like
Raccoons
shit.
like trash.
A
Anything.
lot of things like trash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Hey,
a
we're
lot
gonna
of
do something
things
about
have...
the owlbear in the cage.
Oh.
I don't do well. with
He just looks
animals.
like he's just pacing back and forth because
That
Hey,
seems like
Olga.
an Olga thing.
Yeah, Olga,
Bob-
you want to make a friend?
Mm,
Oba looks like visibly distressed about the whole jackalope,
Oh, I'm heavy.
raccoon helmet.
I don't fucking give a shit about that.
mm, Solomon will have the sword that's been pierced through him. I'm going to try to use that leverage to try to kind of split him in order to do an autopsy.
it would take some force to do that. In my mind's eye, this is what you're describing. He has a sword through his chest, and if you pulled down on his shoulders, it would help to split him open a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
It would take some force, but I think you could manage it. It wouldn't. Do you want to do a pretty job of that, or are you just kind of going for it?
I mean, I'm trying to definitely get a doctor, surgeon's view of what was happening on the inside that may have caused his, I guess, nastiness.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that with a medicine/crafting check again to make sure that you're splitting the ribs in a way that you're not just totally ruining his entire insides.
Yeah.
The bow. I'm asking why is the bow heavy?
Oh.
The bow? I
The
don't
bow
know.
is 2 bulk.
It's a composite bow.
Which means it's even smaller.
So composite longbow. It's
Yeah,
great.
I'll tear it out, and as I assume a 28 works.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, kind of as I open up his chest cavity, picking through it, I'll separate the heart and kind of nonchalantly handing it to Bon. This could probably be disposed in a place where some creature won't dig it up, if you could tend to that.
If you look at the heart, it is definitely a diseased heart. Almost black in appearance, very dark. The tissue around it is almost as if he was decaying from the inside. You literally don't know how this man was standing at this point.
Yeah, there's another one just for the to check out, I guess, anything interior.
Just in general, it seems like how this man was still functioning or walking around is kind of a mystery to you. He probably would have keeled over in a couple of days if you guys hadn't gotten to him first.
Oh damn, we could have waited it out.
Mm-hmm. Or not.
Which is something kind of what Akiros whispered as he left, saying how metaphorically he fell on his own sword by just laying into his vices. It was taking over. You also heard his dad say that downstairs, how he was such a terrible person in his drink and his ways that he was not taking care of himself anymore. And that started ever since they were being kind of bribed or given a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
they felt like they didn't need to work anymore, so he just had this constant influx of all of this fancy food and
Stag Lord, more like the
And-
stagnant Lord.
yep.
Got him. This post-mortem zinger on you. But
Say
I'll,
Frey sneaking in and GM
Uh,
Frey.
That's just me going to. Basically, I just want to loot all the bodies, but I don't want to keep flooding the chat with shit.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
yeah. But yeah, I'll kind of hand it discreetly to Bond to dispose of in a way that won't bother the residents or the party.
Bond will take the heart and go out of the room and around the corner before devouring it.
Bon,
Mhm.
can you give me a perception check?
You muted.
I was expecting Constitution save or something, not gonna lie.
We'll get there.
Uh,
This doesn't taste like a heart that you've had before, and as you bite down, something very hard and round is in your mouth.
ew.
Well, I guess we'll pull it out then.
Wait. Bond has been physically eating the heart?
Bon moved around the corner, so Yoshimitsu still hasn't.
I mean, if you want to see, you're more than welcome to.
I'm looting corpses.
Okay, so you don't see shit.
Again,
That's fucking not.
again.
Bon, when you pull that out of your mouth, it looks to be like a small black stone.
Responsibilities toward each other, but only need breath.
Oh.
It's hard to tell where this would come from. It definitely wouldn't belong in a heart, and how it got there doesn't occur to you with your knowledge of medicine or knowledge of bodies.
Bond
But nonetheless, it's this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he would take the water skin out to clean off the blood to see the stone better.
When you hold it up, it's dark outside, but in the glint of a lantern here and there, it has a little bit that you can see through. It's still very opaque, but it kind of glints green a bit, but still very dark. It's black until you hold it up to the light, and kind of a very dark green glints through it. It is strangely faceted, meaning it has cuts in it, meaning it looks like it had to have been crafted rather than just being a naturally occurring stone.
Which definitely means this didn't belong inside the heart. Is there anything you want me to roll on it?
You can try to roll a recall knowledge. Yeah. If anything, it reminds you of the stone that you found in Erastil's temple, that old elk temple.
Ah,
The one with the
In- in
dead,
sh-
not dead bear?
Yes, in shape at least. It looks far darker and clouded, as if it's corrupted.
so the Fae may want this. What a useful bargaining chip. Bond will actually put it into his bag for now.
This bitch had earrings. He probably
26
took
fucking
them.
gold.
Probably took them from somebody
Well,
that is
why
now
not
dead.
now?
But beyond that, Bon, not much else sticks out to you. It's not like you can detect anything to it. It's a normal temperature. Nothing's happening with it. Yoshimitsu comes around the corner and Bon is right there.
Does
I
he look?
didn't even look at Bob's direction.
Okay, because I was gonna say there's still blood all over his face as he's holding up the
I
crystal.
just come by the corner whistling and just keep going.
This is just gonna be the running gag now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just open Beaky's cage?
It wasn't. Did I, yo?
Somebody did it. I heard the door.
It wasn't me.
It
'cause
wasn't me.
It's not locked.
It's Beaky. Beaky, open the cage.
He's like, I'm go home now. But before anything else happens, I'm going to request, not from Beaky, from all of you to make a, oops, regular movement. There we go. I changed you to battle movement for some reason.
It's okay. It literally won't let us go into battle movement unless we're in combat.
Can I get a perception check from everyone?
No.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah, I have a +5 to perception. I probably would have noticed Bond doing that anyway.
But then where's the running gag?
Okay, can I reveal the chest in this place? Because it just says it's out in the open.
That's what makes it so mysterious
yeah.
as to why you didn't notice it. Ooh.
I don't think there's any more of them besides the one that I already revealed with the armory.
I don't think
Okay.
there's any up top either. So.
Olga, you're the first to notice this. But on the top of the walls and the fences, from every direction that you look, it appears as if there are shadowy figures looking in on you. If you look out the door, they're outside. If you look up on the fence, they're up there. And they're all just kind of slowly encroaching. When you don't look at them, it seems like as if they come closer and are right behind the corner.
Don't blink.
Is it the weeping angel effect?
Kind of, yes. But there's shadows kind of surrounding you.
Can I
Ilva,
vibe check?
Ilva, yeah, you can vibe check. I don't know what you want to target, but just kind of in general, you can roll another perception check to do that if you need to, don't want to target.
I thought it would be like a sense motive.
Yeah, but you need a target for it. That's why.
Do you?
I think so.
You need a
Just
sense
sense
motive to get a
motive.
DC for it. But
Oh, that works. Yeah, it works anyway. You can't really get a sense if there's necessarily anything bad with it, but you can tell that they're encroaching on your position. Ilva, you also start to notice this as well, but not as quickly as Olga, but you probably picked up on Olga looking around, and Tristan also notices this too. Bon, you start to feel weird, very lightheaded, and that's why you're not noticing any of this happen.
Didn't you do anything in particular?
Not yet. I was seeing if anybody else wanted to do anything with the information.
Open
Yeah,
the door to Beaky and make
Ilva.
him escape.
Ilva kind of will lower into like. Sorry, I couldn't move for a second. Now I can't move where I want to move.
That's weird.
Oh no, that was just me having an issue. Not being able to move where I want to move. She kind of lowers into like, her stance widens and lowers down, and she will like bare her teeth and start growling.
Christian, turns to you and and to the lot of you, says, "We are not alone. They are here." Bon, as you might come around the corner, you're starting to feel very lightheaded. You're having trouble walking. Can you give me a will save?
Having just essentially given Bon the heart to eat, Solomon would probably look up to see Bon coming back in at least.
Bond is probably
Yes.
holding his hand against the wall, using it.
You are all aware of these shadows now. You all see them. If you tell each other, you're all seeing the same thing. This is the first time that you're all seeing them at once.
Where's Solomon's token?
It's right there.
Above me, interested.
He blends in with the rocks.
God.
I'm like a rock pigeon in my natural environment.
Bond, that is good enough for you to stay aware while this is happening. But you are feeling this sensation. You know, when you feel curse-bound, that kind of feeling of like something coursing through your body. And then you are met with an extremely painful headache. All of your eyes start to dart in different directions. And the pull of that is hurting, like as if they're trying to go farther than they're supposed to. They're all pulling around and looking in different directions, and you see, remember how before when you ate one of the hearts, you could see in the distance like figures of red in the darkness, of like these spots that you could see?
Mm-hmm.
Similar to that, you were getting this sense of like hundreds of those things all at once. It's an overwhelming amount of information that's flooding into your head.
Do I see... sorry, do I see them kind of faltering, right?
Yes.
Bond is definitely using the wall, leaning against it, having a hand to his head, possibly covering his eyes, hopefully to darken everything, but it doesn't really work.
Nothing covers it. You could have your head in complete darkness and you would still, as if you're it's forcing you to look in all these directions at once.
Seeing you kind of struggling, Solomon will put back whatever, and probably the hardened liver of the Stag Lord will kind of place it back down into the cavity, removing a pair of gloves. He'll kind of stand up and then I'd probably ask, the shadows aren't yours right now, are they?
I cannot control what they do.
Walking over to you, I'll pull out at least one of the healing potions. Well, come have a sit, and kind of looking to Ilva. If anybody's instinct is going to be correct on this one, how do they feel?
How do they feel? What do you mean?
I'm asking Ilva, kind of on a gut feeling.
Nyx is here, yeah.
Yes.
I stepped away.
Well, you can see, Ilva tackles a raise. She obviously looks on edge, and she's growling at these shadows. And she's like, Bond once said that maybe they're trying to help. But I don't get that feeling from these. Especially given the state that Bond is in. And everything that just happened. I don't think they're friendly.
Why do I have so many of these?
No, but she says this through like clenched teeth. And it comes out almost more as a growl.
Are you guys helping Bond over to somewhere else? Like over
Yeah.
here or over to somewhere to sit?
Yeah.
I would say this is like a bench and it just has a bunch of stuff on it.
I'd also be giving Bond one of the versatile healing to kind of nurse for a second, just in case there's anything afflicting.
Physically, when you look at them, Solomon, besides the normal, stitching here and there for them being a flesh warp, they don't seem to be injured. They are curse-bound. You've seen this before, where their bones kind of stick out from places.
Yeah.
But besides the mental and physical pain that Bond's feeling, it doesn't look like their body is injured in any way that you can see.
Okay.
With that, can I have another will save from you, Bond?
If you're drinking the potion as I prompted you to, if this is a thing by any disease or poison, you have a +1. But it sounds like it's not.
This doesn't seem to be something that's poison related. Bond, at that moment, it seems to you that everything goes black. All of the shadows from their places start to quickly encroach upon your position. Each of you at first sees like an orb of shadow, but then it starts to look like it takes the shape of things that are familiar to you. People that are familiar to you, both living and dead, just giving you that feeling that they're people that you know.
Ilva takes this as a clear act of hostility.
These shadows kind of each seek you out individually, and they kind of swirl around each of you in those forms, sometimes hearing whispers of voices that couldn't possibly be here, of family members, of friends, of people you met, of people that were part of just acquaintances, things that are familiar to you, memories even. Yoshimitsu, yours specifically, like you see it swirl around your blade, which is vibrating violently in the sheath, as if it's trying to like wrap itself around the blade.
No, that's right. Cut.
Yep.
Solomon, it tends to like go around where the tattoo is, and it hangs out around there, like when it turns back into that orb form.
Sorry, and they're like on us now, pretty much?
Yeah, the shadows are just kind of like surrounding, circling. They were all flying in, and then you're just kind of surrounded by like a whole bunch of things at once. Ilva, they kind of fly around, and they seem to taunt you on either shoulder, as if two entities are talking back and forth to you. Voices that you definitely know.
She snarls and lashes out at him.
Is Bond unconscious?
Bond looks as if they are beginning to float off of the ground. Shadows that were coming from different directions are flowing into their body, in through the cracks through where they're stitched together, in through their mouth, in through their nose, in their ears, in their eyes. Olga, you have them flutter around you, and then and you get images of what surprises you is that there are these memories that you're getting that you haven't thought about for a while, which is a surprise to you because you probably were thinking about those things a lot, and ever since getting the gift from Narissa, you hadn't really thought about those things, as if it kind of had been lifted off of you, and now you're getting flashes of that again, those traumatic things that happened.
I have a question.
Yes.
In a healer's kit, would there be ammonia?
I would think it would have things like smelling salts and things to clean. So definitely.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. I'm going to crack it under the Bond's nose.
It is a kit of bandages, herbs, and other soldering tools.
Yeah, I would think that there'd be like herbs that you could use that do the same thing as that, like strong smelling
whatever
mint
you
or
want
whatever.
it to be.
Ilva yelps when you crack it. That close to her.
Yeah, I'll crack it and then like kind of have it wafting under Bond's nose to see if it elicits
Bond,
any reaction.
you can give me a perception check. There is still a Bond there.
Kind of giving a little face slap. Little pats.
Bond, you definitely smell that, but you cannot move or respond right now.
Like I'm sitting second person.
Yes.
Fuck, you're out.
So the intensity of the thing that they're putting under your nose is like a strong sensation, but compared to all the other things that you're dealing with in your mind right now, it's hard to even like focus on that. For a split moment, Solomon, it might be imperceptible to you, but you might notice like a twitch of the nose as if it's responding, but Bond himself is not.
I can work off of a reaction. I'm going to stick my hand and try to trigger Bond's gag reflex.
Oh god.
Okay.
Wash your hands.
Stick his hand down your throat,
Well-
whatever. Yeah. I mean, if it works, I guess.
Yep. If she reacted enough, the twitch, it tells me that she's got a reaction.
Out of many things I expected today, that was not one of them.
Me either. But I will allow it.
Thinking that there may be something going on with the dunk fucking heart that you just ate.
Can you then give me a medicine/crafting?
I could against Bond.
Yeah, to successfully make them vomit or something.
Here's another question: does Bond have a gag reflex? Because some people don't.
I don't know how to answer that really, because they were remade.
Yeah.
Do people
I'm
really
gonna-
think about re-adding it?
I mean, you have a reaction, right? Like,
Shut up, Olga!
Oh my god. I will leave that up to you, Null. Would you say that they purge what's inside of them, or is it no reaction? It's not going to change what happens next.
I would say dry heaving, but not actually vomiting up the heart.
And while you're doing that, Solomon, the shadows that were once kind of coalescing around each of you have now all fully started to enter Bond. Even like through the small spots where you open their mouths, they all flood in. Christian doesn't seem to be reacting with fear at all. And you notice Tristan get down on one knee.
now
And-
time for a proposal, pretty boy.
And makes a gesture with their hand by putting a thumb up to their lip.
What? Tristan, now's not the time to pray!
What
Ilva,
deity will hear
grabs
us?
Bond and kind of violently shakes them. Like, grabs them by their shoulder.
The great shadow, the forgotten one, is come.
The who?
Doesn't sound like he's forgotten if you know his name. Seems a little bit like a semantic at the moment. How do we make them go?
How do we forget them again?
Yeah.
Bond?
Starts to float off of the ground.
Oh.
Silva, who has her hands on Bond's shoulder already, just like pushes down.
Fisher, we need an exorcism.
So you're gonna hold them down.
Yeah, Silva just like pushes them back down. Like, no.
As you put your arms on Bond, Nal, you can describe this is now the kind of thing that we talked about with the look that they would be seeing.
I don't remember what I sent you.
Oh,
My head.
you said that your skin might start to be covered in names and in many different languages. They would fade and glow in and out.
That's right.
Names that some of you find to be familiar, names of loved ones, of people that have passed, people that were in your life at one point and now have been forgotten, just kind of glowing in and out.
They'd be written
Bonds?
not in black, but
Yeah,
in
go ahead.
gold.
Is there anything else to add to that description
No.
of like what it might look like if when Bond is in this state?
No, I think the names are sufficient. And the fact that they'll slowly become seen before slowly fading out. And just different names reappearing in different places. It's not a permanent thing across him.
When Solomon and Ilva, since you're next to Bond, you will start to hear a low hum coming from Bond. Not in Bond's voice, as if something is trying to speak and like warming up their vocal cords. Like a trying to say something.
Huh. I think puberty's a little late for the drop in tone, but I'll kind of give Bond some like extra face slaps and kind of snap in front of him. Not really sure outside of this. Solomon is very much not rooted in faith. Looking kind of with his other hand, feeling through the medicine pouch for anything else that he may have.
And then Bond speaks and says, "Bond is quite all right, Solomon. Thank you for trying to help."
No, fucking like hell he is. Jesus.
Ilva reacts harshly. She like yelps and shoves Bond back against whatever's behind them
What are you doing in our friend?
Do not fear.
before snarling.
Be not afraid.
Sir, this is the scariest moment of my fucking life.
So she'll try to like like when she shoves them, like she'll put her forearm to Bond's neck to like hold them like back against whatever this is behind him.
Hey, Hooky, can I make a vibe check?
Yeah. Anybody else can if they like to as well.
Do you want just a general perception?
Vibe check's fine. You can target Bond with that.
Bond, how are your vibes?
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
my vibes now, is it?
Oh
Mm-mm.
shit.
The vibes are not fucking chill, bro. I hate that whenever I look for a vibe check, I know it's sense motive, but I still look in V first.
Me
rename
too.
it vibe
Vibe
check?
check, yeah.
Like every single fucking time. I hate that it hides it from me. I want to know how I roll. It wasn't good.
Mhm.
It didn't hide it from you, did it?
No, I changed it to public roll.
Here, I'll change yours to public too if you like. Reveal to everyone.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
I have a plus. I don't have a.
Is Bond worth the hero point is the question.
Well, you might not need to, because Yoshimitsu succeeded.
Oh,
Oh god.
that's a 2.
And so, Yoshimitsu, you're not getting the sense, your intuition doesn't tell you that this entity means harm upon Bon. Or upon any of you. You're still probably on edge, considering you just passed that. But as far as you can tell, not in immediate danger. I come only to thank you.
Oh god.
By forcing your way into our friends? Get out!
If there was another way, then I've forgotten it.
Title drop. Sorry, that really seems like a title.
It is. So much hurts upon this earth. So much pain enacted by... I only wish to heal this earth.
Does this sound like another version of Dirt?
No, Dirt's more feminine.
That's why I said another version, because they got split into a bunch.
Are
Did they
you
split into a bunch?
saying this out loud?
I don't know if I'd say it out loud, but no, probably not. This is more kind of just a curious thing that Solomon's thinking at the moment.
Considering the things you've seen, it is akin to that. It does not sound anything like them. But you've seen now... you probably noticed, I think Olga, when we were in front of Oleg's tavern, had that moment where they were speaking to something not there. And you also witnessed Jimmy getting possessed.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's been happening. So that's the vibe you're getting.
I guess I would kind of turn to Olga and say, "Where's Jimmy?"
Entrance.
Yeah, Jimmy's just been there, chilling.
Jimmy watched the two cannibal fist fight.
He
Who
was
won?
I bet on the wrong one. I lost all my gold.
Who did you bet with?
Ooh.
I like an underdog. But
Doesn't
they
answer the
both died,
question.
so it ends in a tie.
Did
The
you bet
horses.
against another frog?
Also, who gave you gold?
Jimmy pulls out sand that's kind of shiny.
Valuable.
Watch
Worth
it
its
if
weight in
it's
gold.
watch it actually be gold dust though.
Fucking, we're gonna be flying in this bitch.
But he's not gonna share because he just tosses it on the ground.
Now that Jimmy's kind of present, I'll ask Jimmy, "Where's Dirt?"
How do I know?
Dirt is all around us.
Jimmy shrugs.
Well, Dirt better start talking, or else we're gonna make it very public on what the situation is.
Olga, you don't feel a connection to Dirt at this moment. At all.
Haven't
You kind of
noticed?
have the sense of it sometimes, but not here right now.
Haven't you noticed? There is no wind.
Hey,
There
is
it is
that
not
flag
here.
flapping in the wind?
There's definitely the sound.
Not right now.
Damn it.
I would have stuck my fucking finger in your eye. Mitsu.
What?
Christian-
The flag tends to flap without any wind. That's some shit.
Christian is still in that kneeled pose, and the eyes have now lifted up to Bon, and they're glittering with the gold as if they're seeing something that you aren't. They're muttering to themselves as well.
You actually got a direct call to fucking Sarenrae.
It's a collect call.
Collect call.
Do. The number you have dialed cannot be completed.
Damn it!
It is incredible to witness this in person.
Incredible is not the word I'd use.
Hey Tristan, what's going on with you right now?
I'm sorry. I guess I can tell you all now since we finished him off. You see, I have to be honest with you. I know and have been watching all of you. You see, I wasn't just wandering the stolen lands. I was meant to find you.
Not a good look, Tristan.
You know,
If I could have told you, I would have, but it was part of the prophecy that Kimiko found that we weren't supposed to say anything to you.
Oh.
And then he puts a hand over his mouth. I guess it's fine if we tell you.
I put my arm over his shoulder really aggressively. You... What prophecy?
You'll learn everything if you let me explain.
It's an Asian
Oh,
lady.
you better start explaining.
When he mentions that he hadn't told the truth, Ilva kind of
Also,
roughly pushes Bon. She wants to like shove him harder, but it's Bon's body, so she doesn't want to like actually hurt it. But she
Mr. Cleric of Sarenrae.
turns around and snarls at Tristan,
Mr. Cleric of
looking-
Sarenrae.
ready to pretty much jump on him.
Goddess who is known for telling the truth. Start speaking, boy.
He would bend these rules for such a purpose. You see, I am part of a
loses all cleric powers.
It is true that I am here to investigate curses. One particular that caught my eye was that affects your friend Bon. Trying to find out the name of it. The Curse of the Mortal Warrior. I belong
Mortal
to a...
warriors.
Yeah.
I am part of a society. One that tries to study old prophecies. One of the greatest mysteries to us has been this prophecy of the forgotten. And at first, very cryptic to us, told of a stag, a man with horns of a deer that had to fall at the hands of those that were untainted by the knowledge of the prophecy. We jumped at the opportunity to follow you ever since the first days when you went to Aldori's keep. And I'm sorry that we had to keep it a secret for so long, and...
Is bro using the royal we right now?
He's talking about the society. This is a raccoon helmet. No, it's very much a stag helmet, Yoshimitsu.
Beg to differ.
Have you ever seen a raccoon, though?
Excuse me, Jimmy. Ilva comes over and roughly grabs Tristan.
Hey!
By like the collar. So you're saying you used us?
In a sense, yes, but you're all important to this. You see, all of you have connections to this society in one way or another.
I don't like that, especially when you name drop Kimiko. That I had to remember the name for a brief second.
Your aunts are all involved.
Fucking course they are.
You never noticed that they would disappear for weeks on end,
They're fucking
going to
weird.
their bridge meetings.
Go play mahjong.
They played Mahjong.
Yes.
I did notice that they went missing. I'm not gonna question them,
You'll
but now
get to
I'm
see them
questioning
soon enough.
everything.
Please.
They're way too far from home.
Only Kimiko has come over. Your other aunts are back home.
That doesn't fucking help the situation.
I realize it looks bad that we have used you in this way. But when we had the opportunity, we wanted to find answers. The Forgotten is an ancient deity. One that seeks to unify all people that are pushed to the side in society. One that welcomes everyone, regardless of their creed, or gender, or proclivities. Tristan flips his hair.
Hilva just snarls and like grips his. She's almost strangling him at this
I'm
point.
sorry.
I am so sick of people using me for their own gain!
Yova, please just drop him. He's an idiot.
I deserved that, I suppose.
Why don't you make me?
One, I physically cannot because you
Listen,
are far stronger than I.
don't. I know that it wasn't right for us to use you. And if you should so choose, you can leave this where it is, and we will figure out the rest on our own. But having traveled with you, I know that your hearts are in the same place that ours are. The opportunity to create a place and a society and that is accepting of all people, and the chance to rid this world of evil. The chance to create a society and a kingdom in this land that is finally not corrupted by greed of power. If that sounds like something you're interested in, we can talk to you and rest off.
This is a cult. I mean, technically a lot of religions are cults, but still.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. All religions are cults. Hilva just snarls in response. You don't know anything.
I don't expect anything from you. You don't owe fealty to this deity. You don't owe us anything. But at the very least, can you put me down?
Hilva just grits her teeth and another snarl escapes. And she actually lifts his feet off the ground.
Yelva, please leave the poor man alone.
You should just kill him!
No.
Who says he won't do it again?
No more secrets. Whatever
How
you
can we
want to know.
trust you?
Do you not see what is in front of you? And gestures to Bon.
see
our
a
friend is
lawyer
possessed.
and a
You have-
demon.
Have every opportunity to ask whatever you'd like, and I can also demonstrate this healing power that I have talked about. Did you not feel it when Bond spoke to you?
What?
Never mind. This is something that you would recall, because Tristan would not have witnessed that. But when Bond spoke to you and kind of gave you that time to talk about things, it helped to kind of relieve some of that memory, the pain that you had felt. It actually felt good to talk about it, even just a little bit. Do you not feel that the presence of the Oracle in front of you, Bond, your friend, is that of good? You have walked with them for days,
Just
weeks
because
at this
Bond's
point.
presence is good doesn't mean presence is good. Doesn't mean you or it is.
You're right. You have no reason to trust yet. Please. And then the entity in Bond speaks up. We do not seek to rid the world of shadows, to rid the world of pain. It is important that we engage with it. We can only know light through shadow. Truly connecting to that pain of a memory and confronting it is the only way to heal from it. I will leave your friend if you ask me to. I don't know another opportunity I will be able to speak with you.
You can see, anybody looking can see that Ilva is dead set on pretty much killing Tristan and getting rid of this presence.
You know what? Killing Tristan will solve anything.
If you want answers, you'll have to meet us in Restov. If you ignore it entirely, I won't ever seek you out again.
Turning to Bond. Is Bond your only suitable vessel?
Bond's particular background and ancestry allows for a fragmented soul as my own to take them and speak with you.
Ilva snarls in response to that particular phrasing.
Fuck. Where's the good old 1d2?
Just speaking in tongues.
Not. I won't speak for Bond, but until you are invited into them by them, then you will leave, or else you will not see your goals achieved. At least not by this group.
Say that one more time.
I said, until you are invited into Bond by Bond, you need to leave, or your goals will not be achieved, at least by this group.
So be it. You can allow them to let them know that I'm proud of them. And unless anybody else says anything else, I'm going to revert
just
Bond back.
Makes a disgusted noise.
Bond, you regain consciousness.
Do I collapse
And the
back
pain
onto
is
the
gone.
bench?
Gideon's face leaning
Gideon?
over your, or sorry, not Gideon, Solomon's face.
Oh my god, the return of Gideon?
Apparently Gideon. No, in my Wednesday camp, I'm playing Gideon.
Ah.
Yeah, Gideon Frey.
And Bond, though it's kind of fragmented, your eyes were still seeing, your senses were still working all while that was happening. So you saw Tristan bowing to you with the specific symbol. You heard fragments of the conversation, so you kind of like got all of that.
Did I hear about meeting them? Am I able to piece that together?
You get the sense that they, now at this point, your party is probably going to look for answers as to what that all was. You know that they were talking about it, concerned about it, and that there was a lot of tension.
Ilva does still have Tristan by the throat.
Ilva, please put him down. Killing him won't do us any good.
She just snarls at you as she meets him.
Not gonna make you feel better.
Yova, put him down.
And Bond, though you return mostly back to normal, is there anything that seems to be left behind from the Shadow's influence? It's up to you.
I would say not visibly. I would say there's probably some more markings underneath his outfits that aren't visible.
Okay. Christian is currently being held up and wiggling their feet. Bond, could you please tell them there's nothing to worry about? My delicate clavicles.
Put Tristan down.
Why?
I know the society that he speaks of.
You fucking do?
Well, yes. I'm the leader.
Dun dun dun!
Ilva kind of locks up and she doesn't put Tristan down, she drops him.
Tristan scrambles back and sits down over here.
And she just turns around and snarls at Bond.
I promised you that Bond didn't know that I was a part of it. Bond probably doesn't know many of the members. What was put in place is years and years ago.
The society,
decades even.
The society I run, I am more hands-off. In terms of, I have my list of rules and the goals in which the society strives for. Besides that, members are free to do as members wish.
It's not like a religion. It's a philosophy. Anyone can follow any deity that they want to, right?
Yes.
Or none at all. It doesn't even matter.
Christian, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Tristan, I feel so bad for him.
Rashid, I think if you speak again, Yilva's actually going to kill you.
Tristan just does the mark where he zips his mouth and throws away the key.
And none of us
in a very
stop her.
sassy way. Rolls his eyes.
Ilva flips around and snarls at him again.
Puts his hands up like, I'm not gonna do anything else.
So when are you going to tell us?
Well, the society is secret for a reason. If I
Okay,
just go
but
blasting what I'm a part of to everyone, then it's not so secret. Plus, I have to know if I can trust you with that information as well. I have run into people before that have used the name for nefarious purposes, so I had to handle that on my own
A
time.
question then. Did you know about the prophecy?
That I
No,
did
they wouldn't
not.
have. The prophecy is kind of like a separate thing that Tristan and another group were studying, some of which might have been part of this society, some of which are just interested in studying arcana and ancient prophecies, things like that.
You've never
They all had different
trusted
motivations.
someone looking to be used as a vessel. At least, again.
Is it really being a vessel if they're part of me?
Sorry, you said, is it really being a vessel if they're a part of me?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm made of many pieces.
I mean,
be careful.
the body-
You might get eaten.
The body is the vessel for the soul.
Souls.
Oh, go just walk in there. And
Maybe just sitting on Diki's head.
Olga's soul is about to leave her mortal coil.
We'll get back to that later. Continue. I didn't want to derail.
The purpose
Well-
of my society is... Don't think of it as something so underhanded. It is simply a way to give others a place to belong. Those who are at the fringe of society that have nothing less. That have been forgotten by all. They're given a place to belong. A place they can seek shelter and help, if necessary. Those that are forgotten. They are no longer forgotten under the society.
So with the, I guess, charter, do you intend to take lead?
What was that?
I said, with the charter, do you intend to take lead?
As in to lead the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
No. I have one group I seek, and like I said, I'm more hands-off in terms of that. My goal, or at least what I have been striving to do, is find sins I can correct. Sins I can erase from the world. Those that dwell in the hearts of people. That seems to be my goal for existing.
Solomon will stand up and kind of wipe himself off. And probably go and return back to his autopsy on the big main.
How do you know Kimiko?
Am I allowed to talk? Looks at
Me,
Ilva.
exclusively.
She snarls at him before walking away.
I've only known the wonder of her correspondence through her letters. She's an excellent writer, you know.
Yes, I would know. Considering how she's one of my aunts.
A relic fell into her possession some 25 years ago. A tablet that has a prophecy upon it that then splits into. So it looks like a trying to describe this, as if it's three-pronged. So it's like a stone tablet, but then it splits off at a certain point, and as if there's two different ways that it can go. And she, always the inquisitive type, as you know, started to seek the intelligence and cunning of scholars, universities, different towns, different occultists, to find anything related to what this could have been. And so, about 15 years, I take it, she was able to connect to the Society of the Forgotten. Bringing together leaders and adventurers, and just those curious enough about the world to try to solve different mysteries. This one has perplexed them ever since. I myself joined them maybe 4 years ago. All of us in different corners of the world, looking for anything could be related to an answer. And then when we heard the call for the Restov, in Restov to investigate the stolen lands, and a particular Stag Lord, we only knew that it could have been related to this. Man with horns? What else could it be? And given that each of us had connections to others that were seeking some purpose in life, well, that's where all of you come in. Your aunt, I know, it gave her great pains to deceive you in any way, but as she encouraged you to go, hopefully she didn't do so too forcefully, I know that she believes that you can make choices for your own. She was afraid of how you would react to all this.
I'd love to make choices on my own if she wasn't following me and watching everything.
That I can't explain. She acts on her own. But I guess that she just wanted to make sure everything went according to plan. Maybe you should talk with her.
Is she in this secret society back in Rostov?
Likely heading back in that direction, yes?
Fine. Then I just simply turn, and then the same motion, walk off.
Christian then turns to Solomon and says, "There'll be someone you know there too." A traveling peddler, salesman, someone that was a friend of the family's.
I'm glad he has a place to call home.
I have to tell you, he's even more of the experimental type than I've grown to know that you are.
What about me is experimental?
Well, you hit people over the head with the potions.
It gets results.
It's kind of unorthodox.
Results-driven practice.
From what I know, he's been working on something for you. A weapon of sorts. Something that might help with that kind of thing. We'll meet him there as well. And maybe you all can get a chance to talk with somebody you know rather than me who's a stranger to you, and you won't choke the living daylights out of me.
Bond will approach
Yes, Bond.
Christian and hold out his hand to help him up.
Thank you. I'm sorry for staring at you at the swamps.
It's fine.
You,
I'm used to odd stares. That's the point of the outfit. But I didn't know your intentions, and so I had to be cautious.
you know, I study curses because I want to learn more about myself. I was an orphan, and the Temple of Sarenrae took me in, but I know that there's something different about me. And I want to know what that is. And so I'm trying to seek out answers just like anybody else. I didn't mean to hurt anybody or upset anyone.
I find no fault in what you did, but I cannot speak for them. In all accounts, I have no ill will towards you. In fact, I find you as an ally and a friend at the moment. I would not say the same about the other two who have walked off in their anger, or anyone else in this group. I am not the leader of this group. In fact, I don't know
Maybe
the
in
case
time
of
they'll
this
come
group.
around.
I hope so. But if you ever need anything, you can reach out to me as well.
He nods, and then just gives the gesture at the Forgotten Society.
Bond will return it after helping him up.
Olga, did you want to try to do something with Beaky?
I mean, are we able to actually just let it go back out?
Yeah, you can set it free, but if you want to do that without it biting your head off, that might be...
I think I
If you want to give it a...
I got this. 10 minutes?
Yes, so like doing whatever you can let Beaky go free.
Nature check. It's a nature check against
Yes.
a DC determined by you.
Determined by the DM, let's see. Alright, I've got a DC in mind. Yeah. It's usually the animals will DC, it says.
Yeet.
Alright. Actually, let me roll this and just see. He's obviously scared, and injured in various places. Like, the injuries have healed, but their wings and such, like, have feathers missing, kind of injured arm, but they otherwise look okay. But so they're a little skittish around people. But I would say eventually you'd be able to calm them enough to help them know that you mean them no harm and that they can go free.
If anything, I'd probably just guide it towards the door and just like towards any shrubbery where I would see that it could disappear into.
Walks forward, sees the Stag Lord on the ground, takes its body and its mouth, and runs off into the wood.
So stinky.
Oh.
You see an owlbear walk by you, Yoshimitsu.
I would stand there with a couple kidney in my hand.
I sure hope
Free
we
the
didn't need the Stag
horses!
Lord's corpse for anything.
I'm leading the revolution here. Free the horses! Take off
Follow
the
me.
saddles! Take off the stuff!
While you're working there and, you know, all this is happening, in your mind you receive a message. And you hear in a very familiar voice, "Hello, my champion. You have done me proud." You can respond in your head or softly, and they will hear you. It's like message.
I will continue to work.
Don't pretend you can't hear me. You know, I knew that you were going to succeed all of this time. And now I have a proposition for you. So if you could do me a favor and find somewhere you can be alone, just outside of the encampment. Don't bring anybody else or tell them. I'll know if you lie to me.
Interesting.
Do you want the favor of Pitach on your side? Anything that you could possibly imagine. Unlimited wealth at your disposal. Think of all the potions that you could make, all the alchemical reagents that I could provide you with.
Solomon will stand up, his hands thoroughly soiled still. And he'll pour some of the alchemist's fire to kind of burn and sanitize his hands. And then he'll put back on his regular gloves and he'll make his way towards camp.
Make his way towards what?
Towards the group.
Okay. So what, if anything, are you guys doing next?
Bond is helping Olga with her revolution.
Bring the
Bring the
horses.
horses. No one gets to have the horses.
Yep.
But they're not wild horses.
Yeah, well, now they are. Free!
Do you want them to be free? They're just
They're
gonna
muted.
wander around.
There you
Alright,
go.
have fun.
They
Freedom!
just stay there.
Oh shit! They're ghost horses.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna
They
put a
fixed
pair
through
in
the
my back
wall.
pocket.
I don't think that's what she meant.
I like that you can control them both at the same time.
Yeah, these horses be fucking weird.
They're the NPC horses that always get like stuck in walls and stuff.
They're
Glitching
phasing
out.
Oh
through.
shit, Roach, where are you?
Shit, where'd I leave the mushroom? Here it is.
Oh shit, that one's ascending that fucking 45-degree angle, or not 45, 30-degree angle fucking mountain. Oh, it's
It is
Skyrim
now-
its way up the fucking hill.
Pretty late. What time is it? It is 8:30 p.m. There really isn't that much time to find and set up a good camp. And considering that there are zombies around, I'll let you guys decide what you'd like to do next.
Leave.
And try to set up some sort of makeshift camp nearby.
Do we have tents?
You do have
Yes.
tents.
Okay.
According to my inventory, yes.
You still have the supplies. You'll just be making camp in in darkness.
Hmm.
We can
Oh my
also
God.
sleep in the fort.
Do I not have the tent in my inventory anymore? What?
Did you not put it in the stash?
I think I might have. Go me. I don't think I'm over encumbered anymore. Could be for all I know.
Are you
Okay.
clumsy? If you're clumsy, that's a good way to tell that you're over encumbered. Because the game will make you clumsy.
Nope. I just have a loaded hand crossbow.
Then you're good.
Yep.
So
Although I
you
also haven't done my crafts for the day. Sorry.
are you guys making a camp inside the fort, or are you going off somewhere?
To be fair, inside the fort's probably safest, but Ilva is not currently in the fort.
Ilva!
I think
You
in
gonna
the fort
sleep
would
in
be
the wild?
safest for the night.
Fort?
There is still his brother upstairs too.
Ox? Oh shit, that's right.
We could invite him to a meal. Make friends.
I don't know that you want to do that.
Fair enough.
Wait,
What if we just block the
just
passageway
leave him
down?
up there.
Yeah, he'll be content with his little toys.
Okay. I mean, he didn't come down when we were fighting, so my guess is he won't come down at all.
Yeah. So I'll allow you guys to go wherever you'd like to set up places to sleep in here. Clean up maybe the dead. I'll clean up the dead bodies.
I'm actually
like
gonna
to-
follow him.
Hang them, but I like to hang the corpses in the front.
Hang the. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna delete them off the map though.
We should burn this place down before leaving. Ilva, we're resting in the fort. I don't know what you want to do. Okay.
Wait.
Hmm. You just see
Just gonna
Tristan
follow him
Trying.
all the way.
to make a meal of like various bread and things like that.
I'm
And
also
then
gonna
you
lock
see
that back
Olga
door.
This
walk up
Patak-
to Tristan. How tall is he? How tall is Tristan?
Does it say?
No.
It does not say. But I would say that considering he's probably a pretty tall, 5'10", 6 foot.
Okay. Well, she's gonna walk up to his back and poke his side, trying to get his attention. She's like, "Excuse me, mister. Can you write?"
I'm sorry. He swallows. This Patak cheese is really something else. Can I write?
bet. Yeah. Can you write?
Yes.
Do you happen to have paper and a pencil?
He looks through his belongings. I could make do. He rips out a page out of a religious textbook.
Shit, that's gonna haunt me next. Watch. Mr. Tristan, I have no opinion on what you did, not like everyone else, but I need a favor from you.
Yes,
If you can write a letter for me,
sure.
because I assume one day you'll set out, right?
Yes. It depends on who this letter's for. I'm not gonna have to climb to the bottom of hell, am I?
No.
That was an
She looks up.
oddly innocent answer. Like, suspiciously so.
And it's just like she looks up, she's like thinking about it, and she's like, no. Like, if anything, he's already out. And then she grins. It's like, I joke, I guess.
Okay. Why
But
won't...
when you,
But why can't you write it?
I don't know how to write.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's why I'm asking if you can write it for me, and then keep it on your person for later.
Sure. What would you like it to say?
I will actually write this letter for you.
Okay.
It's gonna set something up for me
Okay,
later
gotcha.
on.
Awesome.
So I'm spending my evening with Tristan.
Okay.
But that I had to do. Thank you.
So, I'll ask you, Solomon, did you want to do anything with the message that you received? He asked you to find yourself to be alone in the next 15 minutes.
Sure. I'll put down my drink, and underneath it I'll put the purple cloth. So. And then I'll take a step outside the gate.
Does anybody see you? Are you like doing a good job to like try to hide yourself, or are you sneaking?
No. Solomon's understanding of this is the more discreet I try to be, probably the more attention it would get. So I'll just get up and walk out.
They have seen you go off and forage before, so.
Yep.
Ilva's standing pretty close to the gate, so.
Up to you. Do you choose to follow?
She kind of tilts her head at first and watches.
We'll give a nice little.
She like peeks her head out, sees where he goes.
I guess like as I walk by, I'll kind of give you a little wave.
She still looks annoyed.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
she'll
right.
kind of like look out the gate to see where he goes.
Anybody else have anything to do before I switch the scene?
I got a question.
Yes.
Has the wind ever returned?
Yes. After Bond returned, shortly after that, you notice like you feel connected to that again.
Oh my god, he's a repellent.
Like
Okay, now I
insect repellent?
Wind
Bruh.
Wind did the same thing when Wind's here. So keep that in mind too.
Wait, what?
Bond can't feel their god when Wind is around.
Man, I'm fucking sick of all these goddamn deities and extraplanar bullshit.
Yep.
My god, it's like they don't like each other. Dun dun.
Now you're
We
reading
got
too much
missed.
into it.
We got a mystery in our hands. Let me read! I can't read! Wait, I can't read. No, I
You
can't.
can't read.
Cannot read. That's why I'm having another guy write for me.
I can't spell, but I can read.
I cannot read.
Every word's a sight word.
Every word's the same word. Yes.
All right. I am going to move the scene over. Give me a second to reveal Solomon on the map. So this wasn't too far away, probably only a 5-minute walk away. There's a river here. If you look, you can see there's a light source coming from down here at the riverbank, and you see Tartuccio bending over and desperately trying to. Looks like they're washing something.
We should have followed.
Elbow will follow, but only after like he goes out of sight and stays out of sight for like more than a minute or two.
Minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an item.
Hmm?
Solomon, did you leave any signs of where you were, or you just kind of went out besides the purple thing underneath the cup?
Sorry, Nana called. I see Tartuccio down at the bank. What's going on?
So Ilva said that they were going to follow
Mhm.
after a while. You said you left your cup with the purple piece of fabric there.
Yep.
When you traveled this way, was there anything else that you did
Nope.
besides just going here? Okay. So it might take you a bit, Ilva, to find them, but I'll put you on the screen when there's a moment to do that.
Okay, if you could put the Onyx Panther into her inventory.
What the heck is that?
Onyx Panther.
It helps me. So the bottom's consumable.
I have you on the screen, so let me just move it. Onyx Panther into Ilva's.
Toss that to Ilva as she's leaving to follow Solomon.
Okay. You see Tartuccio desperately trying to wash something at the bank of this river.
I'll stand and
And
watch. See what he's trying to do from a distance.
give me a perception check.
Do you want me to target him for it?
You don't have to.
Perception. I perceive a 15.
You can tell by his movements. You're not close enough at this point. You can tell by his movements that he's anxious. Very quickly trying to do something, shaking a bit.
I'll stand at my spot. Let him notice me.
Since you're staying there for a while, I'll say that you start to take other details in. He is definitely washing blood off of himself. And then, I mean, your eyes have been set on him, but as you start to take in your surroundings, adjust to the light, you see a dead body over to this side of you.
It's Kundayo, isn't it? Oh, who's the guy that left? What's that?
Akiros.
Oh, Kiros. That was his name.
Tartuccio has not noticed you yet.
I'll go and I'll pick up Akiros and hoist him onto my shoulder.
If you look at the body, you would notice that there is just a sword through his stomach.
Poor guy.
And you said you're carrying him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of have him flung over his shoulder.
Tartuccio seems to be satisfied, like without other cleaning. You can hear them murmuring to themselves.
Murdering, yeah.
Murmuring to themselves, anxiously, and then they're backing up, kind of looking around.
They'll see me walking back over the bridge with...
Is the body gone
Akira.
with you? Okay.
Yeah.
Tartuccio looks at the spot where Akiros was, and then starts desperately looking around, and sees you on the bridge. Wait! This isn't what it looks like!
Oh no, he was a good man. Found himself sort of at the end, I think.
I did nothing to harm him, I assure you.
Do you believe that? Should I believe that?
You can sense motive.
Sure. Solomon doesn't believe it. But it's a question mark.
Did you have him targeted?
No, I did not.
If you want to reroll, you can.
It would use deception plus 10.
Yeah.
Easy. Regardless of if he's lying or not.
Solomon sees a critical failure.
You have no idea. He is acting very strangely, though, compared to other times that he has talked with you, and compared to the way that he sent you the message. He genuinely seems shaken up, so it's hard to read him. Please, Solomon, is it?
You've called me by name a few times.
I swear to you that he came upon me and, well, knowing who I am, immediately started to attack me. And we fought, yes, we did, but I only acted in my defense, and I did not do anything to hurt him.
I'd kind of look at... Hold on. Man, needs help real quick.
It's okay. He just rubs his temples, and Ilva will bring you in at this point. I've revealed you on the... You're kind of coming upon the scene. You see two figures on a bridge, one of them holding a dead body, and one of them of a small annoying stature at the edge of the bridge, gesticulating wildly.
Gesticulating wildly. She just kind of stops and crouches down to listen for now.
For your vantage point, you can hear Tartuccio saying and pleading with Solomon that he did nothing to harm Akiros, and that they had fought and they were involved in an argument, but at a certain point he turned the knife against himself, or in an accident kind of had fallen upon it in the scuffle. He's acting very strange. He's not his cocky self that he usually is. He genuinely seems shaken up about it.
She's not gonna do anything yet. But
At this point, they've been gone. Yeah, you're not really getting the sense either, despite a pretty good roll, actually.
okay.
But you said that
Oh wait, meet is a success, right?
Yes.
if you meet it, you beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can tell that Tartucci is genuinely anxious. He seems to be telling the truth from his perspective that he didn't try to harm Akiros.
Well, as far as I can tell, this gentleman walked on his own not several hours ago. And now he has a stab wound through his abdomen. And there's blood in the river, but I don't believe that this is part of my business here, so speak, or I'll charge by the minute.
I wanted to meet with you so that I could offer you a proposition. He's trying to shake this situation that happened off, but it's obviously he's still shaken up about it. This is not how you've seen it before, because you have seen him do all kinds of conniving shit all the time and not even bat an eye at it. I was going to offer you the favor of Pitak now that the Stag Lord is succumbed.
Isn't that the same name of the cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure.
It's a different city. Lindsay also spoke about how they were becoming a more and more authoritarian government, and playing down the arts and restricting people that spoke out against them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
To be honest, you don't have very much to trust me on, considering I'm a spy from in a different country, but believe me when I say this now that I have changed in the last few moments. Something has come over me, seeing him, the rage in his eyes come after me, and I once he died, I felt different, and he is like shaken up. He's not now stammering over his words.
Is that all? You've had a change of heart? And You feel bad for killing a man? I'm
I don't-
hardly a priest to confess to.
Oh. I suddenly feel that what I'm doing is wrong. To be honest, at the first opportunity when you were distracted, I was going to stab you when you came here, but
What?
I don't think that that's such a good idea anymore. What am I thinking? He puts his hands in his face, or his face in his hands.
Solomon will kind of readjust Akiros' body on his shoulder to kind of get it to sit more comfortably. And I'll just kind of stare at him, waiting, giving him the moment.
Hilda walks over and taps him on the shoulder and holds her hand out to take the body. But doesn't say anything. She just kind of puts her finger to her lips.
I'll shrug it off into I'll shrug him off into Ilva's arms, I guess.
Ilva easily just slings him over her shoulder.
I'm guessing that Tartuccio sees that. He immediately starts to back away because he knows that you rip people's throats out.
Well, she walked over when his head was in his hand. She didn't say anything, and
Okay,
then
gotcha.
it took the body. She's
He probably wouldn't notice them.
sorry, I
Well,
put my
Tartuccio?
arrow key back on.
I'm all kinds of messed up. I've changed my mind.
Mhm.
You can go back to your group. I need some time.
I guess without another word, Solomon will turn, and he'll kind of lean his neck, or lean his head to the side to let Gibraltar form out, and Gibraltar will slide down his arm, unhooking an alchemist fire and burning the bridge behind him. And he'll make his way back.
Oh my god.
Should we really leave him?
He's never been anything, Ilva, and you know that.
But what if he hires more people? She follows him.
Then you'll eat well.
Just then, you see off the edge of this cliffside over here, it looks like several zombies are falling over top of the cliffside. And they begin to encroach on Tartuccio. He's backing up into the fire bridge.
Looks like I won't be eating very well, but they might.
It was never much to eat.
True.
Besides, it's probably bad for you. It's stuck in your teeth like popcorn.
Probably. He's probably too stringy.
Yeah.
No actual meat on those bones. Oh, hi, Mo.
Make my way back. Let him fend.
You hear him saying things to himself as you leave away from him. He's talking about, he's like, where are my... I can't remember. I'm not connected to my... As if he's like, his head has been messed up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he seems like he's lost memory or lost something, some sort of connection that makes him him.
Yeah.
The way that he typically was acting, he seems like a completely different character than the one that tried to send you a message earlier.
Well, at least he'll die with a clear conscience.
Man, the level 7 bard wizard thing. I'm pretty sure he will be fine.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If he
Hilva
remembers how to use
follows,
his
still
spell.
carrying the body.
It calls him a spy. It says he's a spy, whatever that class is.
Oh, spies have bards statistics, yeah.
So he will.
Despise that fuck.
He could probably defend himself. But you're just gonna leave him in the state that he is.
Yep.
With the burning bridge.
Yep.
What a fitting end for him.
Yep.
What do you mean what a fitting end for him? I wanted to fucking stab him.
You'll get the chance, maybe. We'll see if he survives.
Yeah.
And if he ever goes back to his senses.
He can always try to rebuild the bridge.
I will say there's an important reason that he is not acting himself.
I'm
Obviously.
gonna fake it.
Oh yeah, me as Hobbs, I totally there's definitely a story thread here to pursue.
Mhm.
Solomon right now doesn't give a fuck about this guy.
Yep. Fuck you.
Ilma, I was gonna say, Ilma thought it was weird, but Solomon said, yeah, whatever. So she's like, okay.
You both walk away with middle fingers.
Pretty much.
The burning bridge. He's just desperately
Metaphorically
looking
and
around.
physically burning the bridge behind me with this man.
Are you taking Akiros' body back to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will bring you guys back to Stag Lord's camp. We'll add Akiros' body again. Hello?
This fight in the top left.
Will it let me make him visible again? Apparently not.
He's right there.
He is? He's still
He's
invisible
bloodstained.
to me. That's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, he is.
Oh, he's a blood splatter on the ground. He's the blood splatter here.
Ooh, he's got
That's 'cause-
gold.
Let me change him from this. Maybe that way you can have a body.
He won't need that when he's dead. Or that.
So the rest of you, if you're paying attention, see Ilva carrying the dead body of Akiros into the fort.
Well, that didn't
What happened
last
to him?
long.
She's just got a passive look on her face as she follows Solomon in.
I'll kind of help you put him down by probably on like one of these bedrolls.
Okie doke.
Looking over to Bon, I believe that this is either your or Tristan's area now.
Do you want me to roll anything if I sense anything, Hookie?
Roll a perception.
I will say, if Bond comes over, Ilva's ears kind of twitch. Should she... You almost see her, like, bite back something, and she turns and leaves. If Bond, Tristan, or Olga, I should say, come over.
You do not get the sense of great darkness in Akiros' heart. Whereas you may have gotten a sense of it earlier, something has changed now. As if consuming the Stag Lord's heart, even though it was a very arduous task for you and what happened, it seems as if those around were also affected by it too, even in the area. So there's something different about that.
This would be the first time I've dealt with this phenomenon, but he does not have any darkness coming from him. That makes me wonder if the stag heart was the reason.
For him. I'll call out to Tristan then. Tristan,
Yes? Sorry, Olga. We can get back to this in a second. Something I can help with?
Nothing pressing. Once you're done with whatever task you're set to, perhaps this one could use last rites.
I'll be over there in a second then. And then Tristan doesn't know who this is yet, but just kind of gives a solemn look and then goes back to helping out Olga. Is there anything else that you guys would like to roleplay?
Don't believe so.
Not me personally.
I think
Because
I'm good because I set someone up.
I think I'm going to wrap up the session just so that I can rest my back. But I do want to give you guys one last image. You're going to get a meanwhile cutscene.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
This is just
the
for
other
you
side
to
of the
know.
forest.
This is none of your characters are going to know this. But we go back to the burning bridge behind
Ooh, do we get to see if he lives?
Tertuccio, and you can see him backing up slowly as if he could fall over into the flames or into the river. And then all of a sudden, I can't speak sometimes. All of a sudden, you see a distinct shift in his eyes. And then he sees the zombies around him, and with a swift incantation, immediately kills all of them and fade to black as his face glints in the firelight, and you just see that sneer and snick return to his face that usually is there.
That the true Tartuccio? Or is it fake?
Dun dun.
Dun dun.
And with that, we will end the session.